I think more TV shows need to have the balls that the Halloween 2018 had to just go, all right, these 3 movies happened. The rest of them didn't.
They simply did not exist.
That's what Dexter Resurrection should do. They should just go, all right, everything from season 6 onward, apart from the bits we like, didn't happen. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think it's fine to retcon bad things in shows and movies and whatnot.
I admire when someone tries to make like the canon that they've established work, and like it does annoy me. A lot of Japanese media, especially like Digimon and Toei stuff, will just be like, all right, this thing just is in a different world, and it's like, well, why are we doing it then?
Yeah,
I wanted to see the actual characters, not like Ravel Monte was posting about it today. Apparently Door to Summer, the audio drama, is like in a hypothetical universe where Lopmon didn't come back at the end of Hurricane Touchdown. I was like, well, why the fuck do I care then?
Yeah.
These are just different characters that look like the characters I like.
That's classic Digimon.
It's also why I just hate multiverse shit, because in a multiverse, nothing matters anymore.
Dude.
Nothing matters anymore. Like, if you have a very well-contained one where there's limits to who can come through and who can travel and stuff, and like how you travel, but as soon as just anyone can show up whenever, it's like, cool, so Spider-Man's dead, go get another one. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I hate that stuff. I really hate when shows do anything where someone dies and by either coming back to life just regularly, or they're like, oh, alternate universe person comes. It's like it
that's
just
not the same
cheapens everything. Yeah,
if you just replace him with someone from the alternate universe, like
I would not fall in love with that person because you're not my goat.
Yeah,
you're some other dimension's
not my
goat.
That's what I've been saying. There's actually
hashtag not my goat.
Hashtag not my goat. And it's just a picture of a sheep. Actually, the new season of Black Mirror has an episode that like fully jumps the shark, but is about like a woman who uses, I guess spoilers.
A woman.
A woman. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of them actually.
No. Oh my god.
Whole season's full of them. Yeah, she's a woman who like has
pivot back to woke.
Yeah, right. A woman who has a quantum computer that she can like change. She like shifts them into a dimension where everything's the same apart from the things she says. She's like, oh, today you woke up and you wore a red shirt instead of a yellow shirt or whatever. But I don't know. It jumped the shark for me.
I've never been a big Black Mirror fan because I watched one episode and it made me to this day, I think about it and it keeps me up at night. So I decided to never watch another episode of it.
This is my problem.
It just puts me in a bad headspace.
Yeah, it puts me in a terrible headspace. So like, there's 2 episodes of this season where I was just like, fuck it, oh my god. But then when they don't do that to me, I'm like, all right, that was a episode of 10.
What the fuck,
yeah,
man?
Like the earlier seasons, I am one of these guys, the earlier seasons on Channel 4 were much better because they were like a little bit more grounded and a little bit more like intrinsically British, whereas now they're a lot more Americanized and like big Hollywood productions.
Ew.
Yeah, anything Americanized.
And Aaron Paul's in them.
Yeah, like twice.
Yeah,
he was in, I forgot about this, but he was in, he was like a cameo in USS Callister, and then he shows up he has like a whole episode about being in space and like having like a mind link to an android of yourself on Earth so you can go fuck your wife once a week.
That's the one that I saw.
Yeah. That one like fucked you up.
Yeah.
I found that one like, I don't know what it was about the concept. I was like, well, of course someone's gonna do something awful. Like I knew it was coming. Like it didn't rug pull me.
Yeah. I just don't like space.
Yeah, space is fucked.
And anything with space just freaks me out.
Yeah.
Unless it's got superheroes in it, then I'm like, yay,
They're coming home.
They're saving them.
The early one that made me like, not like left me like feeling awful, but made me cry was the one called Be Right Back, about the woman who like gets a android of her husband based on all his like Facebook feed and stuff and whatnot, and like all of his like data. And it's very like, I was like, oh god, it's him, but it's not him.
See, that's just the kind of stuff. Like, I don't think if God forbid something ever happened to Maggie, I don't think I would ever like have an android built of her just to recreate her. I would do this just like we were talking about earlier. I'm like, you're not her.
Yeah, exactly. I would
You're a
rather, if I'm
robot.
gonna get like a robot to like fulfill my needs, it's gonna be like a fucking, don't worry about it.
It's gonna look like it'll look like not like how in Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
Before they put on the human skin.
Yeah,
It's just a white. Yeah.
That's what Companion's about, by the way, the Jack Quaid movie. It's about, you can just buy fuckbots that don't remember they're fuckbots.
Dude, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
That's a...
It's,
yeah, not hell yeah. Hell yeah about the movie idea.
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah, not about...
About the fuckbots?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have a sex robot. Those things, have you seen the like super realistic ones that are selling for like $1 million?
I think so, yes.
They freak me out.
So,
I'm like, how do you even get hard looking at one of those?
So I know that is a market purely for people who aren't having sex with real humans, right? So, but hypothetically, what is the line?
Hypothetically,
if you were a liberal and I was gay, what is the line if you found out that Maggie had been having some sort of relationship with a robot, where is it cheating for you? Like, if she frigs herself off on the toaster, is that cheating?
Yeah. It's once it starts to look, if it could pass off as a human, that's when I would get mad.
So she's having a sex chat with ChatGPT.
Yeah, that wouldn't really bother me too much.
But
I'd be more annoyed that she's using ChatGPT over anything. I'd be like, that's kind of lame.
What if she? Yeah, it is lame. What if she was like, oh well, ChatGPT can pretend to be Aaron Taylor Johnson. So
that's a little that gets a little there for me.
And then she's like, all right, well, I've bought an Alexa. That can sound
to speak to me,
yeah,
like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Well, let me know in the comments, where's that sliding scale for you?
Yeah,
for me, it's the second that she looks at an app.
for me, it's the second that they think about a human being that's not me.
Yeah, but then see, I don't think I would care if Casey was subscribed to a bunch of OnlyFans.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd care because unless it was like boyfriend experience ones or whatever. But if it was like purely just this person does porn that I can only access through their OnlyFans, it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where once it starts to get like personal,
yes.
Once there's a connection, that's when it gets.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, okay, what the fuck?
But I think that's a legitimate conversation people are gonna have to start having, like
with the sex robots.
Yeah, it's meta quest porn. Like that's gonna start evolving into like there's already like Steam games where it's like there's like a girl and you fucking spank her ass or whatever. And she's like, oh, sensei. Like, is that cheating?
You heard about the fucked up Steam game that just took off? I did. Well, Steam.
This is like because I swear to God there was one like 15 years ago that was the same thing. Like you were just on the Shinkansen just doing crime.
Yeah, I remember that game too. I was like, is this a different one?
And sequel? It is. Yeah, it's like a whole...
People are saying like, oh, you make the decision. If you don't want to do that, don't do that. I'm like, all right, but it's weird that they fucking programmed it. So that's one of the options that you can do.
Yes, like if this was like some sort of generative game where like the game only can do that through user input, fair.
Yeah.
And now I know some fucking idiot is going to be like, well, how is that different to the crimes you commit in GTA? Because it's not...
Exactly. I'm sorry, but that's where I draw the line on fake. Because like when you're murdering a computer in a video game,
yeah,
it doesn't feel bad because you're like, oh, I'm not actually doing this. It's just I wouldn't actually do this to someone. And I guess it's like I wouldn't actually do the other thing either. But it feels
have a
icky.
fantasy about running people over. I just do that because it's silly in GTA. The people playing that game, that is a fantasy they have.
Exactly. Like you are actively choosing to do that.
And this is going to get me cancelled by some people. I think anything that leaves the victim alive is a worse crime than murder.
I 100% agree. I've gotten flack for that as well.
I don't think murder's good, but someone having to live with what you've done to them, whether it's SA or whether it's throwing acid on them or anything like that, infinitely worse than if you'd have just shot them to death.
Yeah, especially in like video games where they're not real to begin with. It's just like you just chose to just torture them.
Exactly.
It's like the Punchy Guy game. It's like, leave the poor little guy alone.
You chose to do something. And like, again, I'm not a moral arbiter. There is the odd game where that is fun. Like that little buddy flash game where you can like set him on fire and explode him.
Yeah.
But he's like a little spherical creature. He's not a real guy. Anyway.
But like, if it was a real human, like if they put Dakota Fanning in there and just like beat the shit out of Dakota Fanning.
100%.
Like, I don't really want to.
Yeah, I'm actually fine. Like, it's okay in fighting games where like both combatants are equal and like, Chun-Li's, I guess Mortal Kombat is an example, but again, both are equally like fighting each other. It's not a display of weird dominance or whatever,
And it really is just whenever people start to defend the weird shit
exactly.
that I'm like, all right.
What is going on here? It's funny because...
What are you doing?
In my capacity as a Z-list internet celebrity, I get like a lot of game code offers for like shit that I'm never going to play. Steam is full of porn games. I did not know this until Like I knew there was like the hentai girl games, but I always think they were like more like Honey Pop where they're kind of ecchi. There's just straight up just like full on like 3D incest farm games.
Yup. As someone who many times whenever Steam Summer Sale comes up, I just sort from lowest to highest price. Yeah, you see a lot of those.
It's crazy. It is absolutely insane. There's so much of it.
That it just gets to be on there.
Like, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing per se, but
Suck Feet Paradise doesn't get to go on.
Yeah, you can get
anything.
Steam greenlighted for your your Sug Feet Paradise game.
It's fucking bullshit, Steve. Gabe?
Gabe?
Is he the Gabe?
Gabe Newell, yeah.
Yeah. Gabe, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
Gabe. Do you know what Gabe's short for?
Gay boy.
Gabe bitch.
Yeah. Gabe, come on the LP.
Come on the LP, Gabe. Gabe, do you like Digimon?
You like Digimon, Gabe?
Yeah.
You obviously do. You've put many games on there.
Oh shit, going back to Black Mirror, by the way, there's like an episode which is like basically fucking Digimon.
What?
Kind
they
of.
go digital?
Well, kind of. So like this guy makes these digital creatures. Like they don't like have like attacks and stuff. I guess it's more like Tamagotchi, but there's like definitely a Digimon Tamers-y element to it. Where like this guy makes these creatures called Thronglets, and they're like a very hyper interactive Tamagotchi thing, but like they kind of like almost lemmings because they like breed. So there's loads of them.
Okay.
And then they like crave increasingly more computer specs. So like the guy's constantly having to upgrade his computer so that they can have more and more of them. And then eventually, spoilers, he like creates an interface so that they can like enter the mind of everyone in the real world and kind of become like leave the digital space and kind of enter meat space. So like it felt like it's not Digimon, but I'm like, oh shit, like you could definitely flip this very easily into like a really hardcore Digimon. That fucking Devil May Cry anime guy is like licking his lips like, I can turn this into Digimon.
I could do this. Did you watch any of that?
No.
Did you see the theme song?
Yeah. It's so I think I asked some people about this, but I don't think anyone noticed. Something that I think people are really missing about Devil May Cry on Netflix is that the guy that made it, Adi Shankar, is obviously cringe, right? We'll get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But his first thing that everyone really took notice of him for, at least as far as I'm aware, was Power/Rangers.
That's right.
It's the same guy. And as soon as you realize he made that, everything about the DMC anime makes so much more fucking sense.
Oh my god, yeah. I forgot he did the power. Ugh,
yeah.
I hated that thing, man.
It sucked. And he was like, oh, it's a deconstruction, and then proceeded to do the exact same thing for everything.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, it's what if we did this, but it was fucked up and edgy.
Yeah. So like, I'm a fan of DMC, Devil May Cry, not DMC, the Dante game. Like, conceptually. I haven't beaten all the DMC games, but I've played a good chunk of them. And, like, I've become a fan through, like, lore videos and, like, watching, like, Pat and Wooly talk about DMC and stuff. This genuinely, like, some people like it, some people hate it. It's been renewed for season 2. You know, don't let me yuck your yum.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard about it feels like Super Mario Brothers 1995 or whatever that movie was.
Yeah. Just very like it's almost what it's supposed to be.
But like casting Nero as Dante's voice actor. Like,
yeah, that's so weird.
And
that's
having
so weird.
Devil Trigger play, which is Nero's song for Dante.
Yeah. For not Dante, just to be like, hey, you know this song you like?
You know Devil
it's
Trigger,
in it.
right?
We didn't.
Oh, you remember Bury the
wait.
Light? Yeah, you remember that, right? Like, yeah,
I remember that.
I remember Bury the Light and Devil Trigger. They didn't play at this point though. So like again, and I'm not criticizing this as someone who's seen the whole thing, and I don't think you can make a true criticism unless you like actually make an effort to engage in the media. Everything I've heard about it, I'm just like, this is
not for me.
Not for me, and also just it feels like graphic tease the anime. It's like where it's like member Devil Trigger, member Spada.
I am not I know of Devil May Cry. I have never played one myself. I've seen friends play it. I've watched people on the internet play it, but I would not call myself a Devil May Cry fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw someone make like a comparison from like a scene from the game to a scene from the movie where they're like explaining the backstory. And then the game is like, 1,000 years ago, this happened. Bad guy did this, and it was all horrible. And then in the other one, it was like, yeah, so this motherfucker, like, what the fuck was up with that? And I was like, yeah, I would hate this. I would hate this show. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I went the whole wrong direction. I do this every time I play this game.
But also...
Yep, here it is.
Oh, nice.
Literally 2 feet away.
Good.
Oh, no,
Novice Blade. Adi Shankar also has this huge problem with like keeping religion and shit. So like, this is not me. This is not my right-wing Christian arc. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But his previous Netflix anime was Castlevania.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And do you know what he did? What he said? So crosses and vampires, right?
Yeah.
Vampires scared of crosses because they're of Christ, and vampires are of Lilith.
Jesus.
Yeah. Do you know what they say in the Castlevania anime?
Oh no.
They go, no, vampires aren't scared of crosses because it's religious. They just hate right angles.
No way.
And crosses are made of crosses are made of multiple right angles, so it like ultra triggers them.
No fucking way. They said that.
And they like do the same shit in DMC, where they're like, no, demons are actually like, it's actually like technology that's like causing like, that makes like devil triggers and stuff happen. Yeah, here we go. Hold on.
I think it's okay to have some fantasy elements in the fantasy show.
In your demon vampire shows, maybe there can be a god and a devil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe something with a devil trigger. Devils and angels should exist.
I'm trying to find the exact quote. I can't find it now. Yes, vampires have vertical and horizontal crosswired in their visual cortex, which causes them to suffer seizures upon looking at right angles.
No, come on, man. That's so fucking stupid.
Like, that's actually more stupid and fantastical than just it's religious. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It makes less sense than what you're retconning. Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ. I'm stronger than a vampire. I can look at as many right angles as you want, man.
Yeah, bro. I will never be bested by a fucking right angle. I know all about.
So that means if I T-posed in front of the Castlevania vampire, they would just start fucking screaming.
You just show them like the paper you use for doing math with all the crosshatches. I'm like, ah. Show a vampire a hashtag and he'll fucking shit himself. Vampires hate Twitter, bro. Same.
Dude, there could be no vampires on Twitter.
Vampires getting near a chain link fence. Fuck, no. Shit. Go like Sarah Connor in that one fucking dream sequence in Terminator 2.
Please.
So, yeah, vampires hate right angles. That's the name of this episode, Vampires Hate Right Angles.
Y'all, they gotta hate it.
Oh, God. But yeah, so, really excited.
Addy Shankar, come on the LP.
Dude, unironically, Addy, come on. I know, if he ends up doing the live action Digimon. This is the thing, though. I love having a stupid fucking thing to talk about.
Bro,
I love having... Oh, no.